Hello, today I'm going to be presenting my multimodal project, and I'll be talking about vitamin D and why we need to spend some time outside every day. So, first question I want to answer is how does our body use sunlight? And I have a video at the end of my presentation that will go into it a little bit deeper. But the broad strokes are UV rays hit our skin. We have enzymes in our body that activate cholesterol that's in our body. And then that gets turned into an active form of vitamin D by our liver and our kidneys. And then our body uses that active vitamin D to use calcium that is brought in from our diet, and it helps us grow. So, second question I wanted to go over is why is vitamin D important? How is this relevant to us? So, I saw in my studies that it can decrease feelings of anxiety and depression. And here's a quote: Sunlight had a more powerful effect than natural elements. It had a considerably stronger effects on mental health outcomes, with indirect sunlight associated with about twice as much of the explained variance in depression as natural elements exposure. The disparity was even larger with anxiety. Indirect sunlight was associated with more variance in job attitudes, although disparity was not as large as it is with mental health outcomes. So in this study, they compared kind of like job satisfaction, feelings of depression, feelings of anxiety when they added natural elements in a workspace. So, like adding a potted plant, or if they put the participants in a workspace that had more sunlight. So, larger windows, more sunlight coming in every day. And they saw that sunlight had a really, you know, significant effect on feelings of anxiety and depression. So that's awesome. And then my next point is it can improve your physical health as well. So I found a study that was studying those who had cystic fibrosis and how their bodies reacted to a vitamin D serum that they were given. And they found that participants who had the vitamin D serum during summer months when there was more sunlight um, had a better ability to absorb nutrients than those who had the serum during the summer months. So it concluded that sunlight had a direct effect on how these patients were able to take in nutrients with the serum. So I thought that was pretty cool. So, why do you need to go outside? Why do you not get enough sunlight just walking to class or on your, commute to work? Why is it specifically you need to go outside and into the sun? Modern workplaces do not offer adequate amount of sunlight. This quotation put it really well. I really liked it. It says, ironically, organizations have paid relatively little attention to natural elements and sunlight, two resources that are available to almost all organizations that are free or relatively inexpensive, and that can provide physiological and psychological benefits to employees. The design of most modern workplaces still focuses on space efficiency to maximize workflow and minimize space cost per employee. So I liked this study a lot because it also talked about how modern workplaces think that humans are kind of machines, that they all they need is a desk, a cubicle, and a computer to be able to complete their job, but that's just not true. We require a lot more to be happy in our jobs and to maintain good mental and physical health. So and then oral supplements also are often not enough for some populations. This study here says severe vitamin D deficiency is prevalent amongst sunlight deprived individuals living in Denmark. In veiled Arab women, vitamin D deficiency is the result of a combination of limitations in sunlight exposure and a low oral intake of vitamin D. The oral intake of vitamin D amongst veiled ethnic Danish Muslims, however, very high. They were still vitamin D deficient. So the last part of that quotation is the part I really want to focus on. So even the veiled Danish women who were taking very high amounts of vitamin D orally were still vitamin D deficient because that sunlight is just so crucial in helping us be able to maintain healthy levels of vitamin D. So next up, I have this little video here that is really fun. It has drawings and stuff, so it's entertaining to watch, and it's short, about 2.5 minutes. So
Let's be honest, a lot of us sit inside all day. Whether it's for work or to binge on the newest TV series, we simply aren't outside very often. But what would happen if you stopped going outside altogether? 149,600,000 kilometers away, sunlight is being ejected from the sun, shooting across the solar system through our atmosphere, and if the timing is right, landing directly on your skin. Feels good, doesn't it? And it's this sunlight that begins an amazing chain reaction which helps to sustain your life. The sunshine vitamin, vitamin D that is. Interestingly, some of the cholesterol you consume is altered and stored in your skin. And when that well-traveled ultraviolet B sunlight hits your skin, it modifies this cholesterol. The new molecule travels through the bloodstream to the liver, where it's altered again, and then to the kidney, where it is biologically activated. This activated vitamin D works to absorb calcium from your food, ultimately leading to bone growth and strength. In a way, your skin eats the sun, and the sun grows your bones. Perhaps we aren't so different from plants. Without vitamin D, your body would not only suffer decreased mineralization of your bones, leading to diseases like osteoporosis, but also see a decrease in immune function. Furthermore, there's evidence to suggest that vitamin D helps prevent cancer, heart disease, and depression, which may explain why those in colder climates with less daylight often experience the winter blues. But it's not just the sunlight and vitamin D that makes the difference. Many studies have shown that being in nature can have a mental and physical effect on the body. While using sophisticated brain imaging techniques, brains in nature showed more activity in the regions associated with stability, empathy, and love. On the other hand, viewing man-made environments produced activity in the regions associated with fear and stress. On top of it all, if you're often inside, chances are you're sitting down. Admit it, you've been lounging watching YouTube for hours, which may seem harmless, but studies have shown major health effects linked to sitting time, such as an increase in type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Furthermore, a study of more than 200,000 people found a strong correlation between mortality and increased sitting time. In other words, the longer you sit, the more likely you are to die prematurely. The scariest part is that this is regardless of your physical activity. So stand up, get outside, and live a little longer than you would have. After subscribing to our channel and watching all the videos, that is. This episode of ASAP's.
okay.
Let's be honest.
Okay, so in conclusion, I just wanted to encourage everybody to go outside. It's really important and can improve your physical and mental health, and it can help with those stresses that come with finals week. So here is my works cited page for those who are interested. Thank you so much.